Think about the most expensive, precision-engineered machine on Earth. If you left it parked in a garage for 30 years, it would rust, seize up, and stall. It wouldn't be the machine's fault. It is just what happens to neglected power. For the past few decades, modern life has forced your magnificent body into a tiny, invisible cage. We sit in soft chairs, stare down at small screens, and move in predictable, rigid lines. Then, we turn 50, feel a sharp ache in our lower back or a stubborn stiffness in our hips, and we blame aging. But according to data from Harvard anthropology research, our ancestors maintained fluid, pain-free joint mobility well into their 70s and 80s simply because their environment demanded deep movement variety. I am here to tell you a liberating truth. You are not breaking down. You are just adapted to a world you were not built for. Your biological blueprint still possesses an incredible, hidden capacity to heal, rebuild, and move with grace. Aging does not mean shrinking your world, it means expanding your freedom. Today, we are bypassing generic fitness advice. We are going to reactivate 3 dormant physical pathways in your body that will rewrite how your joints communicate with your brain. But there is a specific, invisible zone right behind your upper back that has likely been completely shut off for years. It is causing 90% of your daily neck tension, and we are going to fix it right now. Before we unlock the very first movement, I want to know who is watching this video today. Drop a comment below with your name, your age, and the city or state you are watching from. Let's show the world how powerful this global community over 50 truly is. Exercise 1. Wall Angels. Let's blow the dust off the first biological key, the wall angel. This is the ultimate, non-negotiable antidote to the modern slump. A massive lie in fitness claims that rounded shoulders and a heavy neck ache after age 50 are caused by irreversible bone decay. That is false. A landmark study in the journals of gerontology proved that age-related postural changes are primarily driven by muscle underactivation, not structural decay. When you spend decades looking down, your brain shuts off the electrical signals to the muscles between your shoulder blades. This neuromuscular inhibition makes your chest tighten and your upper spine freeze like concrete. Wall angels act as a rewiring mechanism, forcing your nervous system to reestablish a high-speed connection with your upper back to hold you upright naturally. Let's execute this safely across 3 strict levels. Level 1 is for beginners. Stand with your heels, glutes, upper back, and head firmly pressed against a wall. Tuck your chin slightly. Bring your arms up into a U shape, pressing your elbows back into the wall. Breathe deeply here for 2 minutes a day to alter your neural tone. Level 2 is the intermediate stage. From the W shape, slowly slide your arms upward into a Y shape, then pull them back down. Your elbows and wrists must maintain constant, unbroken contact with the wall. Move slowly and accumulate 3 to 5 minutes daily. Level 3 is the advanced standard. Press the back of your hands aggressively into the wall while sliding. At the top, shrug your shoulders slightly to fully engage the lower traps. Mastering this unloads crushing pressure from your spine, but reclaiming your upper back is only half the battle. Next, we must unlock a lower joint that acts like a heavy anchor dragging down your lower back. Exercise 2. Deep squats. This single position is your body's ultimate baseline diagnostic tool. The biggest lie you have been told about fitness after 50 is that deep squatting will completely destroy your knee joints. You have likely been warned to never let your knees pass your toes. This bad advice actually creates the very stiffness you want to avoid. Data from a major longevity study published in The Lancet revealed that the ability to sit on the floor and get back up without using your hands, a movement dependent on squat mechanics, is a highly reliable predictor of functional longevity in adults over 50. Your knees aren't failing because they are old. They are failing because they have been deprived of their full range of motion. In modern society, we have replaced the floor with soft chairs and car seats. Because we never sit lower than knee height, our ankle joints lose their ability to flex backward, and our hip sockets completely freeze. When your ankles and hips cannot move, your body forces your lower back and knees to bend extra to compensate. Your lower back was never designed to handle that structural stress. Holding a deep squat gently reloads your joint capsules, drives nutrient-rich fluid back into the cartilage, and instantly unloads the pressure from your lumbar spine. Let's build this position across 3 progressive levels. Level 1 is the beginner standard. Stand in front of a sturdy door frame. Grab onto it with both hands for balance. Separate your feet slightly wider than shoulder width, toes turned out. Slowly sit your hips straight down toward the floor, going as low as your body allows. Your heels must remain completely flat on the floor. Use the door frame to support your weight and aim for 30-second holds, building up to 2 minutes total per day. Level 2 is the intermediate stage. Drop the physical support. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, arms extended in front of you as a counterweight, and drop into a deep squat. Push your knees outward so they track directly over your pinky toes. Accumulate 4 minutes of total time scattered throughout your daily routine. Level 3 is the advanced standard. Once you can sit comfortably at the bottom, add small, gentle skeletal rotations. Reach your left arm high toward the ceiling while pressing your right elbow against your right knee, then switch sides. Work toward a total of 10 minutes throughout the day. The deep squat restores the natural elasticity of your lower body, but you cannot achieve a flawless squat if you lack the ability to rotate. There is one specific joint rotation that is the first thing to decline after age 40. When this rotation disappears, your body loses its lateral stability. This brings us directly to our third and most neglected biological key. Exercise 3, 90/90 hip holds. This is the single most overlooked movement in modern longevity fitness, and skipping it is the hidden reason millions of adults over 50 lose their agility. There is a deceptive lie that says if your lower body feels stiff, you just need to stretch your hamstrings by reaching for your toes, but conventional stretching completely ignores the true king of lower body mobility. Hip rotation. Clinical data from orthopedic research shows that the loss of internal and external hip rotation is the primary mechanical trigger for accelerated wear and tear in the hip socket. When you lose rotation, your femur bone grinds against the cartilage, which is why hip replacements have become so alarmingly common in America. Here is the beautiful science of the 90/90 hold. Your hip joint is a ball and socket mechanism surrounded by a thick, fibrous joint capsule. This capsule has no direct blood supply. The only way it receives nutrients and disposes of cellular waste is through a process called imbibition, which is a fancy word for fluid pumping. Controlled, deep rotation at a 90-degree angle literally oils the joint socket. It stimulates the production of synovial fluid, which acts as your body's natural UD40, instantly relieving the deep friction that makes getting out of a low chair feel like a chore. Let's master this movement safely through 3 progressive levels. Level 1 is the beginner setup. Sit flat on the floor. Place your right leg in front of you, bent at a perfect 90-degree angle at the knee. Place your left leg out to the side, also bent at a 90-degree angle. Your right thigh should face straight forward, and your left thigh should face straight to the side. Place both hands on the floor behind you, leaning back slightly to relieve pressure. Hold this position quietly, breathing deeply for 2 minutes per side. Level 2 is the intermediate stage. As your joint capsules open up, lift your hands completely off the floor. Interlock your fingers in front of your chest and use your core strength to drive your spine perfectly upright. This forces both hips to actively engage in internal and external rotation simultaneously. Accumulate a total of 5 minutes per day, splitting the time evenly between both sides. Level 3 is the advanced standard. From the upright 90/90 position, Slowly hinge at your hips and lean your torso forward over your front thigh. Keep your spine long and straight, do not round your back. Hold this deep tissue-loaded position for 1 minute, working toward a 5-minute hold per side daily. The 90 over 90 hip hold is your ultimate insurance policy for your knees, hips, and lower back. It unlocks the lateral freedom of movement that allows you to step, turn, and move with the effortless confidence of your youth. Now that you possess the three biological keys, we need to turn them into an effortless daily habit. The biggest mistake people make is trying to do too much, too fast, which overwhelms the nervous system. To avoid this, we use a concept backed by neurobiology called habit stacking, attaching these new movements to a routine you already do every single day. We call this the 10-minute morning ritual, and here is your exact scientific blueprint. Immediately after you wake up and have your first glass of water, your body is biologically primed for movement. Start with level 1 of the wall angels for exactly 2 minutes. This instantly resets your posture and opens up your lungs after hours of lying flat. Next, move right into the deep squat for 3 minutes total. If you are a beginner, use that door frame. You can break this up into 3 1-minute holds. This drives fresh circulation down into your legs and unloads your lower back for the day ahead. Finally, sit on the floor and perform the 90 over 90 hip holds for 5 minutes total. That is 2.5 minutes on the left and 2.5 minutes on the right. 10 minutes total. That is all it takes. By doing this right in the morning, you create a neurological safety signal in your brain, ensuring you move with perfect mechanics and zero pain for the next 16 hours. To truly maximize the power of these three movements, we must look at what happens inside your body after you finish training. A common pitfall for adults over 50 is focusing entirely on the exercises while ignoring the biological fuel that makes them work. The secret to youthful movement lies in a web of connective tissue called fascia. Fascia wraps around every muscle and joint in your body like a specialized fluid sleeve. When you are young, your fascia is highly elastic and packed with moisture. However, clinical studies show that our biological thirst signal naturally declines as we age. By the time we cross 50, many of us are living in a state of chronic cellular dehydration without even realizing it. When fascia dries out, it becomes stiff and brittle, turning these daily exercises into an uphill battle. To fix this, you need to change your daily hydration habit. Do not just chug plain water when you feel thirsty. Instead, sip water consistently throughout the day and add a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt or a clean electrolyte powder. This small adjustment allows the water to actually penetrate your cells and lubricate your joints, rather than passing right through you. Furthermore, pairing this cellular hydration with 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep is non-negotiable. Sleep is the precise window when your body releases growth hormones to repair joint capsules and rebuild collagen. Chasing mobility without prioritizing hydration and rest is like trying to drive a luxury car with no oil in the engine. Fuel your body correctly, and your joints will reward you with effortless movement. Please remember that the information shared in this video is strictly for educational purposes and should not replace professional medical advice. Always listen to your body and respect its boundaries. There is a profound difference between the healthy discomfort of opening up tight tissues and the sharp, sudden warning signs of actual pain. If you have a history of severe joint injuries, disc herniations, or recent surgeries, please consult with your healthcare provider before starting this or any new movement routine. Turning 50, 60, or 70 is not the beginning of a slow decline. It is the start of your most powerful, intentional chapter. Your body is not a ticking clock running out of time. It is an incredible, living ecosystem that responds directly to how you treat it. By choosing to invest just 10 minutes a day into these three primal movements, you are taking back control of your physical destiny. You are choosing freedom over stiffness and vitality over limitations. If this new perspective inspired you today, and if you believe that our generation deserves to move with strength and grace, please hit that like button. Share this video with a friend, a neighbor, or anyone you care about who needs to hear this empowering truth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we have an incredible journey ahead together. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Keep moving, stay resilient, and I will see you in the very next video.